Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Youthman here. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Today's gonna be an exciting topic because we're gonna be talking about Dolby Atmos. So before we jump into talking about Dolby Atmos, I just want to kind of cover just some basic concepts of home theater. So in a typical home theater, you're gonna have multiple speakers placed throughout the room, some in the front, some in the back, on the sides. And so basically you're gonna place 3 in the front. That'll be a left channel, a center channel, and a right channel. You're also gonna have some types of surrounds. So you may have side surrounds or back surrounds or a combination of both. And so if you have 5 speakers and a subwoofer, which is pretty typical, that's called a 5.1. The first number 5, of course, is the amount of speakers you have. That's 5 speakers, a left, center, right, as well as 2 surround speakers. The 0.1 is in reference to the LFE channel, which is your low frequency channel, and that is for your subwoofer. From a 5.1 system, you'll move up sometimes to what they call a 7.1 system, which adds 2 more surround channels in the back. So in this home theater, I have a 7.2 system. I have 3 Klipsch La Scalas as my front 3 speakers. And for my surrounds, I have 4 Klipsch RS62 version 2s. I'm using 2 for the side surrounds and 2 for the back surrounds. The 0.2 represents the 2 sub-out channels on my receiver. So I have 1 channel going out to 2 subwoofers and another channel going out to the other 2 subwoofers. In a future video, I'll talk more about having multiple subwoofers, the benefits of those, as well as how you can set that up in your own home. Over the past several years, we've seen the introduction of height channels and width channels, and honestly, never really bought into that too much. It seemed like a gimmick. It seemed like another way for receiver manufacturers to try to suck you into buying and upgrading a new receiver. But over the last few years, we've seen a new technology come onto the scene and is beginning to really take off. And that is Dolby Atmos. So what is Dolby Atmos? Dolby Atmos has been used in cinemas for quite a while. But lately it's become very affordable to implement that and bring it into a home theater environment. So by moving to a Dolby Atmos system, you're now adding either speakers from the ceiling or speakers called Atmos modules that typically are placed on top of, say, your main front speakers. These speakers would fire up, hit the ceiling, and reflect the sound down onto your listening position. Once you add those speakers, you now move from, say, a 5.1 or a 5.2 or a 7.1 or a 7.2 system to, say, a 5.1.2, which would mean 2 Atmos modules or 2 Atmos in-ceiling speakers, or a 5.1.4, which would give you 4 Atmos speakers in the ceiling or as modules. I've only had the opportunity to hear 1 Atmos setup, and that was my friend Super Dave. I'd met Super Dave through the Klipsch forum and the Klipsch community, and he and I had become friends and had a few conversations over the phone and through emails. And as I was building my home theater, I was headed to Alabama to visit my friend Wake Junkie, and on my way, I wanted to stop by and check out Super Dave's system. So I reached out to him and asked him, would that be possible? And he gladly opened up his home and opened up his theater room to have me come over and hear and see his setup. Now, I had seen his system online and I was really intrigued by several things, but I wanted to hear this Dolby Atmos and see what it was all about. When I walked into Dave's home theater, the first thing I noticed, it's immaculate. I mean, it's just super, super clean. It's probably one of the cleanest home theaters I've ever seen. Everything was super organized, from cable management to speaker placement to the seating arrangement. It was absolutely top notch. Of course, one of the things that I loved about his home theater is that his home theater features some Klipsch reference speakers. Now, Klipsch reference speakers are amazing for home theater. His theater has 2 Klipsch RF82 version 2s for his front speakers. He has a Klipsch RC62 version 2 as his center. And then he has 4 RB81 version 2 bookshelf speakers for his side surrounds and his back surrounds. Now what I didn't realize is what he had for subwoofers, because there's none laying out in the middle of the floor like his other speakers. That's when Dave proceeded to pull off a panel on the wall and revealed not one, not two, but 6 18-inch subwoofers. Yeah, I'm ready to fire this baby up. Let's hear this thing. So Dave cranks it up, we watch a couple of demos, and I'm absolutely blown away. There was so much sound pressure in the room, it was phenomenal. I mean, we're talking major bass. I later found out that the subwoofers that he's using are the SI subwoofers, which are pretty high-end subwoofers and produce an amazing amount of output. So I asked Dave if he had any discs that had Dolby Atmos encoded technology in the disc. So he fired one up and it was really cool. Everything seemed to have more presence, because instead of just having sound come from around you, you now have sound enveloping you from above to the sides and all around, from ambient sounds, nature. Rain is really cool, because the rain, not only you hear it from the sides, you literally are hearing it fall from the ceiling down to you. Now Dave uses 4 in-ceiling speakers. They're 8-inch Proficient speakers. I was really impressed with the sound quality of them. One of the coolest features I think in Dave's home theater is he has this cool little room. So his equipment rack is actually tucked away behind a secret panel right behind his front speakers and his TV. And so we walk into this door and we see all his amps, his receiver, his Blu-ray player. And what impressed me the most about this little room was the cable management. Dave is super meticulous in his cable management. I mean, every wire is tucked, every wire is curved, every wire is fastened some way, shape, or fashion so that it looks nice and neat and tidy. There is no rat's nest of cable wires going on back there. So all in all, man, I had an incredible experience hanging out with Dave, checking out his beautiful home theater. He's got several YouTube videos. I'll link those down in the description below. I really want to encourage you to check out his channel. His theater is pretty rocking, and it may give you some ideas if you're wanting to build a home theater as well. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below, as well as a card up here. When I was talking to him the other day, he mentioned that he's going to be producing some other videos on calibration. He's been learning a lot about room calibration, and so he wants to produce some videos. So be sure to subscribe to his channel and be on the lookout for those videos in the future. So I'd love to hear what your experience with Dolby Atmos is. Now in my home theater, I haven't moved to Dolby Atmos yet. In order to do that, I would want to do 4 speakers, likely just mounted in the ceiling. I'm not a big fan of the Atmos modules, which would fire up and hit the ceiling and come down. I think those are ideal for people that don't want to cut holes in their ceiling. I have no problem with that. I mean, this is coming from a guy that was willing to paint his ceiling black. I would also have to upgrade my receiver to a Dolby Atmos enabled receiver. And then you have to buy some disc or rent discs that have Dolby Atmos encoded technology in the disc. Is Youthman headed that way? Probably not in the immediate future, but absolutely, I see the benefit in the technology. I was reading online a little bit more about Dolby Atmos and how it actually is encoded a totally different way than, say, Dolby Digital and Dolby DTS. So I'm definitely going to be doing some more research into Dolby Atmos, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you currently have Dolby Atmos in your theater? Do you like it? Do you see the benefit, or do you just see it as another marketing technique from audio manufacturers? So let me know your thoughts on Dolby Atmos. Leave those in the comment section below. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of the future videos. And speaking of future videos, I've got some incredible news I'll be sharing with you, hopefully in the next week or two. So be on the lookout for that video. If you got questions or comments, especially about Dolby Atmos, leave those in the comment section below. I do my very best to reply to every single comment. I value your opinion, and I value the discussions that we have here on this channel. Well, that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.